Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Vator Games in the building. You know what it is. You know what it is. I got to step away from the microphone because I know I'm loud. And I don't want to burst your eardrums with the excitement in the voice and what's happening right now. But 2023 Manchester City EPL champions. It's official. It's official. The trophy's been raised. You saw the armpits. You saw the fans that were local running onto the pitch. Oh, I'm so envious. So envious. I will be there. I will be there. It didn't happen this year, but I will be there to enjoy that moment. Okay, let me say this. And first, I got to apologize. I have to apologize. First things first, my peoples come first. My peoples, thank you for being in the chat right now. Thanks for tuning in later if you happen to be doing that. And also, thank you for the support. But I have to do this. Apologies for the last few shows. Life, work, it got a little hectic, but I am truly, deeply apologizing because you guys tune in. You guys look forward to, connecting with me and the other, features that come onto the show. So I want to apologize because I've left you men and women hanging, and I want to apologize. This is my apology. I also want to say sorry for the late start. All right. I was celebrating and time got away from me and I wasn't able to do the show on time. So please forgive me. And if the microphone is loud, turn it down because I don't want to be that loud. 1 second. Oh, so I want to apologize right from the bat. All right. I know that even some of the features, commitment-wise, they're going to be all over the place. Manchester City content creators, representatives are going to be all over the place. So forgive us not to all be concentrated today on CIA. The love is there. If they're able to come through after the commitments that they've had to make, I'm cool with it because, again, I've been late. My apologies. But I have to say, if there's ever a reason for you guys to accept the apology, it's today. It's today. EPL champions. Threepeat. I put it in the title. This is episode 11, right? This show, CIA intelligent agendas. It's just getting off the ground, right? We're getting the momentum. We've been dealing with these rivals and some of their nasty agendas, lazy agendas. We've been dealing with that, but today don't have to. Today we celebrate. But sorry, I'm all over the place. But I'm still going to address some of I still have to address some of the agendas that are already coming through. All right, and I see you in the comments. I'm gonna get to it. Let me just point this out. This is week 36. Okay, This is me. It's no clickbait. It's no being ironic. It's no. What is it? It's no being slight. Okay, the league title was a fight. Okay, the league title was a fight. We're going to get through it. I'm going to see the comments. We're going to discuss it. But this league title was a fight. It really was. And this 2023 Manchester City EPL champions for a three-peat has to be celebrated. I don't know if you saw it in the title of this video today, but it has to be celebrated. Let the rivals want to try to rank things and measure up players or manager or club. Let them do that. No, today is not the day to do it. Today's not the day to rank them. No, we celebrate them. We celebrate all of them. We're witnessing something amazing. A three-peat. We're measuring. Some of our fans aren't old enough to even witness the last three-peat that happened in the league. Like, take a second, sit down and really think about that. Some fans today, City or not, some fans of football, of the Premier League, did not witness the last three-peat from the Manchester United. Let's celebrate this. I'm not doing any type of rankings. I'm not trying to judge any type of player. And again, I'm grown. You see the platinums, okay? You see the platinums as best as I try to hide them. I'm grown. This is one. This is one of a few that may get the honor, or others will have the honor of being enjoyed. But the Premier League one, what do we got here? Kubin. There will be others. Someone is knocking at my door. How is the celebration doesn't stop? Please bear with me. I know I'm not going to be on screen, but in the comments, let them know. I'll be right back. It's in the cover, I think, on the cover, in the cover with the granolas, or it's in there somewhere. All right. The ranchers, apologies. Son was out playing. Now, thank you. Please let them know in the comments why I stepped away. And you know what? Let me go to the comments. This show's gonna be all over the place. First in the building. Who was first in the building on CIA this week? I gotta shout them out. My guy, Dre P in the building. You know what it is? What are we doing today? We celebrating today. You know what? Dre P goes, yes, it was a fight. And to see this team win so comfortably, come from behind. Usain Bolt, like, trust me, man. Trust me, that form, stayed calm. Jaw was loose, relaxed. Just, and then, Arsenal. You know the runners. You know the inexperienced runners that are running and they're looking back. They keep looking back, right? They're losing their form. They're side to side. Experience, Dre P. Experience. Red Whites goes, congratulations. Thank you. Truly, thank you. Appreciate that. Dre P, I'd give the season an A minus. Dre P, you can't even do that. This is what I'm saying. You don't need to celebrate right now. The season's not over, Dre P. The season's not over. Don't give a grade yet. Don't do that. Don't. I got to stop you right there. Now it's on to the other two. Winning today was important for City. Best to keep the momentum going. Okay, Dre, I hear you. So you rank the season with regards to our title pursuit, winning the league. So that's why you gave it an A minus. And then you're going to grade. Okay. All right. I got you. Daniel in the building goes, champions of England. We know what we are. Champions of England. We know what we are. I have a terrible voice, but hopefully you guys got the gist of that. Julian in the building. 3 blue hearts, 3 sharks. Champione. Ole, ole. Listen, big threepeat. Guys, big threepeat. I'm celebrating it, man. I have to. This ain't normal. This isn't something to get used to. This is something to celebrate. I'm telling you. We Imaxit Football, my guy. Channel details are in the description. Hit that button. I don't think it'll have you leave my channel, but hit it. Sub if you haven't already. Great content over there. We max it, man. It's celebration time. Julian goes, 3 hearts. Oh, sorry. My little guy. What's terribly sorry. My bad. Why did I do that? One sec. 3 hearts, 3 sharks. Pep, Threepeat at 3 different leagues. Man, incredible. Absolutely incredible. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. And again, I'm gonna say this only for those old enough and responsible enough. This is a cigar, and I said this on Why Always Me. If you haven't checked out the Why Always Me, make sure you go check that show out. It's I've been getting some nice feedback, so I respect that. But I've only sparked cigars for the birth of my children. Lucky you have 2. Threepeats are special. Threepeats are special. They deserve that. They deserve that. And what we may be pursuing might need it as well. Okay. Please, in the comments, let them know. I just stepped away for 1 second. Family. It's one of those shows. It is one of those shows. Apologies right now. Apologies. But this Threepeat, 3 different leagues, Pep special, no question, no doubt about it. Pep special. There's a reason why, and we salute, we appreciate Pellegrini for what he did. He gave us another Premier League, right? He won us one, and we appreciate him for that. There's also a reason why the club identified Pep and went out and got that man. All right, because this level of consistency is insane. Dre P goes, I hear you. Arsenal was an absolute war on. They were absolute on fire. They were on fire. To us to keep pace with that is worth the celebration alone. Dre P, trust me. The way they kicked off the season was phenomenal, and especially for a team that might have gotten a little. We know what it takes to win. We're going to pace ourselves for how they got out of the blocks, for how they attacked the season. It was a definite fight. And because of that fight, we celebrate. Nothing wrong with that. Klinical, my Jamaican citizen in the building. If you happen to be free, more than welcome, my guy. Ray, it was great to see players like Palmer and Lewis shine today. Oh, and midfield Phil is happening. Ray, when I saw the lineup, I was like, let's make it happen. For me, the game kicks off at 11 out here in Toronto. So that's like brunch time, right? And shout out to my neighbor, fellow City fan as well. He actually went down to the pub. So I've got some great footage of what that scene was like, him heading down to the pub. He told me some of the chants that they were singing with regards to Sterling, so that's another thing. But seeing that lineup, seeing how the players performed, seeing how Pep trusted them with their instructions, seeing Calvin Phillips playing a full game, nice, great way to kind of show how every player's been important, because not only them, it's not necessarily being a starter, starting the game. There's importance on what they do in training. And these players bring that and elevate, bring levels to everybody. Dre P. Phil in the middle, especially first half, was another dimension. Listen, this is the thing. Phil, and I'm going to say this about Cole Palmer. They just need to slow it down a little bit. I know it sounds weird, but I think if they kind of stood still a little bit and scanned before the movement, because Cole Palmer was cooking on that left-hand side, and a few times I think if he just slowed it down a little bit, he could have squared the ball or had more chances, but looking nice. Beep. Vator doing Pep whiteboard impressions. Nah, man, I'm not. Nah. I'm not gonna do all that. I'm not gonna do all that. But this game, not this game, this season is gonna have a lot of breakdowns. Now, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Right now. Whether it's happening on CIA, I'm not exactly sure. Because again, the crew, the other say intelligent agents, they may not be on board with this. But there is, if you think about, back in the day sitcoms, right? If you want to think about that, we're going to have a moment where we're going to reflect. We're going to reflect. So the same way you see right there, CIA week 36, we're going to do this on this channel. We're going to have a nice breakdown and revisit week 1, week 2, week 3. We're going to do that. I don't think we can get all the weeks in one episode, in one show. But we're going to do that because there's been some fantastic moments. And we're going to revisit that. It's going to happen here on CIA. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you do it. And we're celebrating today. All right? We're celebrating Threepeat. Sweetness. Dre P. You always hear about spending. Can anybody tell me how little the starting lineup today cost? Dre, the agendas are already out there. And we talked about this. We talked about this on Why Always Me. We talked about this actually on the last CIA, all right? And I know I've been missing, apologies. But we talked about this on the last CIA with this success, and for them to try to come up with justifications, reasons, they're gonna divert, they're gonna fall back to the lazy point of money. When we know many other clubs have spent, and we know that many other clubs before us spent. That's not the reason for the success right now. Early in the comments, we talked about how Pep has now gone to his 3rd club and he's three-peated. It's more than the money. It's more than the money. Marvin, I might have to make a permanent transfer. I feel safe here. Marvin, you're welcome on this channel any and every time. The vibes are nice. You see the crew in the comments. Nice, chill. Interact with each other as well as with me with regards to the show. And usually CIA shows we got the panel. But I know time-wise this is conflicting, and that's why I want to apologize. You guys may be conflicted as well, having to maybe check out different channels. If you're on your computer, open up 2-3 browsers. Show the love to all of us at the same time. If you have to pick and choose, I hope you choose me. But there's no hurt feelings if you vacate and you come back. It's all good. It's all love. Ray, not only is a three-peat very special, but it also gives Pep the chance to go for 4 in a row. Now, Ray, when I talked about in the moment we are going to celebrate, the one thing I will allow us to do, what I'm saying allow, the one thing that I'm doing as well is I'm thinking about next, season-wise, all right? I'm thinking the fact that we've done 3, Pep, the mental masterclass that he has to apply to these players. And Pep also does this to us. Pep in the press conferences, he's talking to us. He's been gaming us as well. This pursuing a 4-peat, it's not it. You know what? I should trademark that right now because I told you this on Why Always Me. Pat Riley was the one that trademarked 3-peat. After winning 2 championships for the LA Lakers, it's obviously the word is 3-peat, but it's so synonymous now with 3-peat. So he went and trademarked it. Now, I don't believe that there's ever been a pursuit to do a 4-peat, like to trademark it. But if it is, I might have to jump on that right after this show. That motivation for these players, that carrot that you put in front of the mule, that steak that you put in front of that pit bull, that might be what's needed for this squad to go next season. But we're gonna have to chill on how often we talk about it. Marvin goes, has anyone done 4 in a row, including Division 1 in English? In any English leagues? I don't believe so. But when we look at what's happened in Syria, what's happening in the Bundesliga. Yeah, it's happening over there. Zeno, thoughts on Vinicius Jr. situation? Zeno, you got to update me because I'll be honest with you. I've been in a cocoon. All I've been consuming is Manchester City. All I've been looking at is what is it going to mean, or how are we going to win this, this title? What does it mean after the fact? Because we obviously have Manchester United with regards to the FA Cup. We got Inter with regards to the Champions League. I've been shelled off. I've been in isolation. You gotta update me. Blue Monday on a Sunday. Let's go. One down. City forever Blues. One down. That's it. One down. I look forward the same way we love to see the combination of 11 today. I look forward to see what they do in week 37 and week 38. I win, lose, or draw. I want to see them tested. I want to see how they play. There's no shame in it. There's not going to be any overjudgment either. Let's just see them play. Let's see them get their lumps. Let's see what they can do, what they can't do. Zeno. Also, Rico Lewis playing higher up besides Foden was a talented technician. Listen, Zeno, I was confused when I first saw that because Rico Lewis did kickoff. He was over the ball at kickoff, but I was like, what did Pep cook up here? Like, what kind of skill sets does Rico have? So, kid's talented, and I thought throughout the game there were moments where just more familiarity, and I think the passes would have been a lot more fluid. I think there would have been a lot more even attacking chances for him because he was running into a couple of spaces where they just weren't giving him the ball. Dre, man, if only Phillips could have scored on his full debut, man. So lucky. I like the chances he was taking. There's Dre, watching him run, like looking at his stride, looking at the intensity on how he runs, something's missing there. Maybe it's not full confidence in his body yet, but yeah, hopefully this offseason he's in the gym and he's relentless with the work because he's just a tad off, but it was great to see him. Great to see him. Marvin, you guys do need to get rid of Sergio Gomez, though. That guy is just not it. Maybe it's just me. Marvin, not today. Not today, Marvin. Celebration time. Come on. No, we're not doing that. No, Marvin, we're not doing it. Gomez will get his chance. Not today. Not today. We're not moving anybody on. We're not getting rid of anybody. Gomez did his thing. I know my singing's bad. Don't kill me. Don't hit a dislike button. Allow me. ZX or ZX. They were saying Pep made a mistake signing Haaland. Now they're trying to play it down. Listen, this is why I love YouTube. I love video. Twitter Spaces are nice, okay? You can go back and forth. You can have your point of view, but the accountability. This is where I don't quite like it like that because you hear people talk reckless, half thoughts, or just. I don't want to diss anybody. Not today. Today's a celebration day. But some of their takes, some of their points of view, they don't seem very intelligent, right? But you're actually more calmer. You're more calculated with what you want to say when you're on video because you're going to get played back. There's a face to what's being said. That's why I love YouTube. And some of these pundits talking about Pep making a poor decision, making the wrong decision, should have gone after Harry Kane versus Haaland. Nah, man. Not with the player just broke the Premier League goal scoring record and he had like 4 or 5 games left to go. Not a player. And I see my man Klinical, I'm about to bring him up. And not a man that's been so clinical with regards to Champions League. Nah, I ain't having it. Let me bring my man Klinical in the building. Congratulations, Klinical. How you doing, man?
Champions, oh, it's been a great day and congrats to you too, bro. Like I was down in the pub today in ATL and we caught the game. There were a couple of other Blues there, but as soon as the game ended, a lot of them ended up leaving, and there was another group there, 2 guys. They had their champagne. They were singing through the whole day, and the 3 of us stayed and watched the trophy lift, and we were just cheering. It was such a great time, and we just have to soak it in and enjoy it.
Absolutely. Man.
love being a part of this club, man. It's awesome. It's amazing.
Got to soak it in. I'm glad you're able to make your way down to the pub. For me, it was 11 Saturdays, Sundays. That's like brunch day, family wise, right? So my son 11, my daughter 10. They're sitting, they're watching the game. They actually, from a game standpoint, they were just asking me questions like, "Who's that? Who's that?" Because they're seeing different faces, right? And I had to correct my daughter to a certain degree because she saw Sterling on the screen. She's like, "Oh, that traitor." I'm like, "Baby girl, he left. He didn't squirm his way. He didn't fight his way to go. They couldn't get the deal. Don't label him as a traitor." But she was like on that type of vibe. But watching the different faces on that pitch, and then she and my son stuck around. They watched them raise the trophy. These and they asked me, "What's a three-peat?" Like they didn't quite know. Like, "Daddy, what's a three-peat?" And then I had to break that down, and then their appreciation or love for the success of the club just got to another level, man. It was special. It was special. Let me go to the comments. Dre P goes, 4 is very possible, Ray P. Holland will be better next season, and imagine City signing a speedy winger or finally signs a left back. Listen, Dre, 4 is possible. 4 is possible. There will be some players that are going to have to come in, and obviously some players are leaving. So how they all gel is going to be the challenge there. But to go after a 4, that's going to be tough. That's going to be tough because, again, the same way the entire football world is against us. This is what makes this league. That's why I titled this. The league title was a fight. The league title was a fight because nobody wants us to win. Nobody wanted us at the table. Nobody wanted to see this Sky Blue do this. And it's going to be that much more intense to pursuing a 4th. Believe that, Dre. Believe that, Ray. Sorry. Dre P goes, if City can get an honest, athletic Kyle Walker type at left back to work under Pep, opposition's hope to hit on the counter will disappear like Man U dominance. Listen, I think even if we don't, we stand a really good chance. Obviously, they're going to try to pick that side, but we just need to make sure we have proper coverage because, like, we saw how we had to move Akanji over there when Ake went out, and we got to see Sergio Gomez get to levels. We do need to see him get to levels before he can be trusted in that. Because even Swift the feet, he doesn't quite have it. So I'm with you. If we can strengthen and have the back line speed, and shoot, maybe it doesn't even need to be a left back. Because look at what Liverpool were able to do before the injury. Right before the injury to Van Dijk, when he was quick of pace, right? If we're able to have that speed there, the counter, which is the hope for many of these clubs that do these backline low blocks, scary, Dre, scary. ZX, if Vini gets tired of Spain and Real Madrid and they sign Mbappe, ZX, man. Listen, that Manchester City weather is not for everybody. It's not for everybody, man. So I don't know if Vini, I don't know if he's going to have enough of that moisturizer to keep that skin nice and healthy with the weather out in Manchester. I don't know if he's going to be up for that, but that's a good dream.
That's a good Vator, do you want me to explain the Vinicius situation that they were speaking about earlier?
Yeah, please.
I can give you a brief rundown. So I noticed that they lost their game 1-0 today, and he got a red card in like the 90 plus 7th minute, something like that. And based on what I've seen so far, like he put a statement afterwards, and he said he is basically tired of all the racial abuse that he's gotten throughout his time in Spain, and it's a real shame that it seems to be so accepted in the Spanish culture because the FA doesn't really do much about it, and the teams just seem to persist with it, and the league that once belonged to Ronaldinho and R9 and CR7 and Messi has now become this. So he's basically saying that he's gonna fight racism until the end, but like, even if that means being far from here, which I'm thinking means like, if you keep pushing back on a player like this, he's eventually gonna leave your league, and that isn't gonna do well for anyone. And to think that a brilliant player like this, you know, is able to see such types of negative criticism. Like, criticism isn't a bad thing in itself, but why do people feel the need to approach a guy like this just for the color of his skin? It's a real shame that players do have to put up with this, and not enough seems to be getting done about it.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. It would send shockwaves if he were to leave the league, right? You're leaving the league because to your point, what you just described or outlined was the league's not doing enough to stamp it out. The league's not doing enough to take that out of the hands of rival fans, or if, I would hope it's rival fans and not his own fans, on how they speak about him. But yeah, to make that choice and to leave would be very impactful. I also want to say this, and on a day, you know what? No, I'm going to take the time to say this, and it's probably because it's going to be something that I'm going to talk about in the future as well at another time. But I've got two kids, and I'm also remembering some of the lessons that were taught to me. And again, apologies in the comments. This isn't political stuff, but I know it's not football. But let me address this. I've talking with my kids, and I remember even how my father raised me. He said, if someone, your competitor, your rival, or someone you're talking to, they fall back to have to diss you or talk about you racially, you've already won. Okay? Like, there's nothing that they can do. Like, the first person to maybe go through a debate, and rather than debating, you go to insulting the person, you've won. Insulting racially is next level, but you can also see where they're at because they don't have anything intelligent to say why they fall into that. Okay. Now, I also want to say this, and when I say my dad, my mom and dad, but they raised me not to be triggered by those words, right? I know the words are wrong. I know what they're describing is an insult. Don't get me wrong. I completely understand that, and I would never use those words on someone else. But to think that you can use those words to then trigger me because you think I don't know my worth, or I don't know my history, I don't know my lineage, that's where my parents combated this, right? So I hope the abuse stops. Obviously, I don't want that to ever continue, but I also hope that many are able to kind of have the education or have the knowledge of self to know that those insults that they're throwing out have no merit or weight, if that makes any sense. And apologies, but I have to get that on my chest. I don't know if that was articulate enough or whatever. I expressed my point, but
I think that was pretty spot on, man. But
all right, go ahead.
I think from what he said, he got it from the opposition players, the opposition staff, and the opposition fans. But I don't even want to dwell on that negative for too long. But it was good that we could touch on it.
No, 100%.
You know me. I've been a big, I want to say, supporter of Calvin Phillips through what has been a tough season for him. I was so glad to see that lineup come out and see him start the game, as well as for Rodri to come on and for him to still complete 90 minutes.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great step for his confidence personally. And
Mm-hmm.
I hope that he gets more game time to prove himself and build even more confidence over the next two games. I think these Premier League games are obviously going to be what he's looking at in terms of possible game time. But if he can improve his performances even from what he did today in those two games, he can take that into preseason, and that might be where he, gives Pep the decision of whether he gets kept or if he gets replaced. So I'm still having that little horse in the race personally, and I did say I'm having my Calvin Phillips defense video coming up real soon. You know, I hired myself as his lawyer, so I've got a
Calvin
couple points
Phillips
I want to touch
defense.
on.
Okay.
Yep, I'm
Okay.
gonna hashtag that. Don't worry, it'll be
All right.
around.
Let me ask you this, Mr. FIFA. Um, um, how do you find his attributes in the game?
I actually really like how they did Calvin Phillips. So usually Rodri is one of those players that I use a lot because I do have him in a role where he goes forward, but he's also one of the tallest defenders. So he has to
Okay.
do a lot of defensive work as well. So he's one of the first players to get tired when I play. And when
Okay.
I put Calvin Phillips in there, it's kind of like what you see from Stones on the pitch IRL.
Okay. All right.
So like he's really agile and he moves
Yeah.
around. He moves the ball really well as well. So I don't mind like making that substitution. Although people watching might be like, why is he taking out Roger for Calvin Phillips? That's wild.
No, I got you. I got you. Now, if you don't know, Clinical, he's heavy in the FIFA. He's heavy in the FIFA. I haven't been as much lately, but I'm nice with it. I'm nice with it, and that's why I want to kind of throw that to him to find out what he thought of Calvin Phillips as well as Roger within the game. So if you haven't checked out his channel details are in the description. So make sure you sub to that, and so you get the notification when he's live. I want to
And
put this.
I actually one more thing. Sorry.
Mhm.
I also recently got to 50 subscribers. So thanks to all the guys who came from here and found my channel to subscribe. And I also
Yo,
have
big ups.
a mini goal of seeing if I can get to 100 before the year ends. So hopefully
Yo,
I can get that milestone in.
you got to. You got to. Everyone in the comments right now, show the man some love. Go subscribe if you haven't. He's trying to get to 100. Do it for him. That'd be an amazing goal. We're celebrating today. Threepeat. We're celebrating today. So you know what? In honor of a threepeat, go tell two other people. Go tell two other people within your circle to go sub to the channel. All right. That's the three right there. Cap. What a privilege watching every single one of the players. They all play the game at the highest level football. Can we? Oh, highest level football can be played. Can be. Why am I messing up? At the highest level football can be played and how it should be played. So grateful. Cap, listen. If you are not, if you are not appreciating, if you are not seeing the great football, the great team, and the levels that the players have raised themselves, like you can remember how we looked early season. You can even remember how we looked preseason, right? Pep trying to figure it out, players trying to know where to be, and now to see how they. Oh man, this is special. This is like if you've ever gone like on vacay, right? On vacay, at first you don't really know people, or you're meeting some people. Then if you happen to be there for a week's time, and then at the end of the week, all these people you happen to know and you're familiar with. Look at the familiarity amongst the players. Look at how it's Pep subbing players in and out, and they're still doing the role. This is good stuff, man. This is good stuff. Drake. Refs need to give Rico a bit more protection. I agree with that. There's a few tackles, especially in the middle of the pitch, where one, he did allow to play on, but at the same time, I was like, you got to go back and charge a foul there. You got to come back, and it's happening repeatedly. Like, you got to stop this. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because Rico is, a little short in stature and he hasn't quite put the muscle on yet. But yeah, refs need to protect that man. You're right, Dre P. Marvin goes, okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're saying sorry for. Maybe I missed that a little early in the comments. Dre, Gomez is part of a winning team. Well done, son. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. We're going to give that man time. All right. He's young. He's got to find his way. Pep's had him play in the middle of the pitch, on the wing. He's left back. Like, he's going to find his way. Marvin, should City play the more fringe players for the rest of the season, or play most of the full team so they keep that game intensity? Marvin, I think that's a great question. Because these games are now once a week. No, I'm lying. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's do this. Marvin, I'm going to do this. Hold on. Let me pull up the I'm going to do this properly. You know what I mean? Because we normally do the weekly review and preview. You know what I mean? But this is celebration time. Oh, look!
If
It's right there
I
on
remember
screen.
correctly, we have another game a week from now and 3 days from now. So 3 days from now, and then at Brighton, and then we go to Brentford at the end of the season next week on Sunday. What I
I got it.
think personally Pep will do is just like we won't see a lineup like this one per se, but we will see some of the
I'm getting some
more established
feedback.
starters get weaved into the team.
1 second. Clinical. I was getting feedback when you were saying something. Can you say check 1 2?
Check 1 2. Hello.
Okay, it's clean now. Yeah, it's
You
clean
hear
now. I
me?
was hearing
Okay.
something before. Oh no! I keep it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Check 1 2.
Yeah, there's
You hearing
something
me?
that kind of. Yeah, I don't know if it's Actually, do you have echo? Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna turn off the echo cancellation. Maybe that works. All right, let me try that again.
Check 1 2.
Oh,
Hello.
that's clean. Yeah, you're clean
Okay.
now.
Awesome. So
Yeah, no, I just put it on screen right now. Thank you all in
right.
the chat as well. I just put it on screen. So we play on Wednesday, and then we play on Sunday. Those are the last two games. Wednesday and Sunday. So today is the 21st. We play on Wednesday. We play on Sunday. To answer what Marvin brought up, should we play the fringe players? Should we keep the same 11? I think we definitely play the key 11 or 12 or 13 on Sunday. We definitely will need to see those guys on Sunday. And maybe they get subbed on. Maybe they get subbed on versus Brighton, but don't play the full game. Fringe players start Brighton. Fringe players I'm using fringe because that's what you said, Marvin. Fringe players start again on Brighton on Wednesday. Okay. We get some of our key starters to get subbed on. You know, get the legs moving, kick ball. And then on Sunday, full strength team on Sunday, but they don't play the full game. Maybe they play the first half and they get subbed off. There's no reason for the game or for anything to be at risk, but maybe they play the early part. Brighton's not playing for anything. They can't improve on their standings, and I think it's the same for Brighton. Let's go to the standings. So, Brighton's sixth. But they can't catch. Oh, wait. It might be out of their hands if. Oh no, Liverpool's already played that. It's getting kind of sticky. Yeah, that's
Fifth
getting
and
kind of
sixth are
sticky.
both Europa League. So both Liverpool and Brighton will be in the Europa League if things stay as they are. But neither of them will get into the top four if United
Yeah,
or Newcastle get 1 point.
yeah,
Well,
they're not
neither of
getting.
them can get into the top four anyway because of the games that Liverpool have played.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think. Yeah, Liverpool's only got one game left, and they would have to hope for a loss. They would have to hope for two losses, basically, from Newcastle and United, because I think they're better than them on goal. Actually, no, they're better than United on goal differential. They're not better than Newcastle on goal differential. So yeah, they're begging, they're hoping, they're on their knees for United to lose their next two games. That's their only hope. It doesn't matter if Newcastle lose their next two games because they're better than them on goal differential. Brighton, they've got they've got two games to play. So if they win, they go to 64, and if they win again, they go to 67, which doesn't help them. Yeah, you know what? Brighton and Brentford, they're in vacay mode. They're in vacay mode. The only thing that, damn, I forgot. But actually, it doesn't even matter because Aston Villa, they have one game left, and if they were to win, they still have worse goal differential. So that doesn't break the tie for them. Brighton's chilling at fifth or sixth. They're probably chilling at sixth. Yeah, I think it's calm. Good question, Marvin. Let me go to Andrew in the building. You know what it is? Big up, Vator. Big up chat. My guy, Andrew, celebrating. We're celebrating. You got me, Klinical, in the building right now. We got one. We got one done. What other things to happen? Marvin asked the question, what do we play moving forward? We got these 2 games to close out the season. I think we still get some of the players that didn't get that shine to start versus Brighton can sub on, our regular starters. And then the game against Brentford, I think we sub on our regular starters, just, the proper warm-up, kicking ball around, and maybe they play that first half and Pep does the subs at the second half. Maybe that's it. Marvin goes, big up, Andrew. Large up, everybody. Andrew goes, congratulations to City, 3 blue hearts, but job not done. The Premier League job is done. FA Cup, we're moving for that. After we deal with the FA Cup, then we'll talk about that what's next up. But we obviously we're playing ball, we're playing football until June 10th. We know that. Andrew goes, congratulations to City. I see what he did there. Threepeat. I think City does well with humble hard workers. Haaland and KDB, for me, are the only generational superstars, in my opinion. And they seem really humble. Not sure how a Flair Vini type will gel. You know what? A lot of it depends on birds of a feather, man. So if Vini comes into the squad and he sees how men's like Haaland and KDB are moving, Vini's going to move the same way. It's going to happen that way. Look at what came in with regards to Jack. You know what I mean? You gotta fix up and move the way the other men's are moving. And especially, it's going to be interesting whether Gundogan remains here, but who takes on that captaincy, right? And then, who makes sure people are in line. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Andrew. Oh, largen up, Martin. Ray, when you breed hatred amongst rivals, it's not going to be civil. Yeah, no, you're right. Actually, I put that on screen earlier. You're absolutely right. It's ridiculous. And I had put this up, but I didn't read it. Dre P goes, that being said, they need to protect Vini. After CR7 and Messi left, Vini and Benzema have really been carrying their pull. They've been carrying it. Like the energy around the league, the spotlight, the marquee names has been them. They will be dumb to continue to let Vini get abused. Man, my reading is all messed up today. Apologies. I have been celebrating. Andrew, Vini is a clever player. He would fit in our team, and it's a shame what La Liga do nothing to protect the players. Syria or even worse. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, it's disgusting. And you know what? Because of his reactions, these rivals, senseless, like uncaring, are going to continue to go after him, right? They're going to continue to do it. Marvin, the sad thing about it is people are starting to have the mindset of, why are you causing problems? Just play football, which further frustrates Vini, I'm sure. Listen, someone telling me not to be upset, that is something that can make you even more angered, because you don't relate, you don't understand, right? But and not to be done on the pitch, but honestly, I can only imagine some of the things that being said, the dehumanizing of Vini, the whatever traits they're probably trying to attribute to him, the insults, whatever it may be. I'd sit down and arm them. I'd sit down and arm them with all of the reasons why whatever they're saying is fraudulent, ridiculous. Andrew, racial slurs are insecurities of their inability. Bang on, Andrew. Bang on. Dre, momentum is crucial, but City have enough to cope with a couple injuries. For me, KDB and Rodri are the 2 players that are most irreplaceable, and Haaland is a must versus a physical Inter team. I've been hearing a lot about how Inter have the formula to deal with us. I'm Almost ready to go there, Dre. Almost. Like I said, it's week 36. We are officially Premier League champions 2023 with a three-peat. I hear what you're saying, and I'm not trying to smash on those ideas, those comments. But Dre, I ain't thinking about it. I ain't worried about nothing. Dre, I ain't worried about nothing. I'm celebrating today. Dre, ironically though, previously Champions League winners had questionable league form going into the final. Hey, that's what's making this so special though, Dre. Dre P, that's what's making this so special. Excellent league form with Champions League form. This is historic. This is history in the making. We got to keep that momentum. History in the making. Dre P. Brighton away, I think, is a very good warm-up before two finals. I think all the starters should get between 25 to 50 minutes versus them. Dre P, we're on the same wavelength. I'm with you on that one. Dre P, Andrew, racial slurs are just indications of immaturity and dunce tendencies. It's facts. But okay, this is the terrible analogy, okay? Because obviously cursing someone, swearing at someone isn't the same. But you and I are competing, okay? Or me and them are competing, going back and forth. Happy to be getting the better of them, right? We're going back and forth. Maybe we're throwing some trash talking out. Once you have to start cursing at me, I know I got you. Once you then have to go to trying to point out the differences between us racially, and you think my racial traits or attributes are inferior, or whatever you may think historically you may want to throw out to justify things, if you've been armed, right? You ain't phasing me with that. It's not happening. Now, you go so far as to threaten family members. That's different, right? And obviously, officials will deal with that case. But these insults, man, knowledge of self, you're navigating through that. You remember that movie, A Baby's Day Out? That's what our young team had. Hold on. You're trying to say that Chelsea were like just babies out there playing, like they didn't have the levels? Is that what Andrew, you got to break that down for me.
I think he's saying we sent out our younger players and they just had a day out against Chelsea.
Okay, Andrew, I got you on that one. I got you. So yeah, we sent out the youngers. We sent them out and they still put up that fight, that proper fight, that victory, clean sheet, by the way, versus Chelsea. I'm with you on that one. Dre P, I think Ruben Diaz will be captain. You saw the clip of the speech he gave in the Inside City Club. Yo, listen, Dre P, speaking of that, the content coming out for Manchester City in the YouTube channel, magnifique, fantastique. I'm liking it. I'm sharing it. That little video that kind of summarized the season, and I think it was 3 minutes long, gave me vibes that there's a proper doc that's being developed, and it's week 36. We still got more games to play. We got 2 more finals to play. I'm excited for what's coming out, man. I'm excited for it. Beat, bro, we are upon the T word. Do we deep what we are talking about here? OMG. Beep, I'm with you, my guy. Right? Of the trouble, one thing has been accomplished right now. We got 2 more to go. I'm with you. And that's why we're celebrating. Generation will be talking about this. This is the thing. I'm grown. Klinical is a young man. He's a young man. Witnessing this, and the fact is, I said this, the fact is that my kids are 10 and 11. 10 years ago, 2013. Think of think of the amount of winning. My son's 11, right? So I can't go so far. I can't go so far as to say that the fantastic moments that we had with the Aguero moment was the reason for my son in existence. I can't go. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. But we know that a lot of City fans, with what's happening this season, I think 9 months from now there's gonna be a whole influx of new City fans. Trust me, the celebrations are happening. Celebrations are happening. Dre.
Let me just also add to that really quickly, Vator.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, if we do this treble, and I'm saying it now because I'm gonna say the word treble. I'm not stopping.
Yeah,
I'm not stopping because I do believe that each of us fans have a different role to play, and I do appreciate the fans that are a bit more hesitant to say we are going to do it. But at the same time, I do think that the ones that are out here pushing the energy are just as important.
Yes.
So I'm letting you know right now, if we do this treble, which I do think we are going to do, this season, which is very well documented in my mind, as soon as that final, well, not as soon as the final whistle goes, maybe a week after that, I will be going back and I'm going to storyfy this entire journey. And that will be a story that my kids hear like 1,000 times or 10,000 times, from
trust me,
bedtime stories to let's teach you about the history of our great club stories. Trust me, bro.
I'm with you. Bedtime stories. Trust me with that one. Trust me. Beep. This is generational. Like, what's happening is absolutely fantastic. And these are things that some fans weren't able to witness. Some fans were only able to read about it, hear it from others, right? Hear it from their elders. Living through it is absolutely special. And it's during a time where the sharing of information has never been easier. Beep, you got to deep this. What's happening right now? Yes, TV, everybody's got one. Smartphones, everyone's got one. Computers, laptops. The way these accomplishments are going to circulate around the world, and how they're going to leave that memory, that they're going to leave that stamp in so many minds. It's special, man. Generational, special moments that are rare are going to be imprinted on so many people. Dre, this City team is already an all-time great team, stuff of legend. I'm with you, and the season's not over. And the reason why I want to emphasize is that we are celebrating. The rivals can rank us, right? The rivals can kind of say who matches up where, da-da-da. I'll be honest with you. This is CIA Intelligent Agendas. I've been gathering some notes. I happened to be on HH's channel earlier in the week, and he was doing a little comparison between, HH's Have Hopes Football Hut, but he was doing a few comparisons between managers, talking about Mourinho, talking about Sir Alex Ferguson, and with regards to Pep. Different times, different, things were different. But what I want to point out is, y'all might kill me on this one. I'm going to continue to do my research, but I'm going to say this. My early research has shown since 92, the start of the Premier League, Sir Alex Ferguson, Manchester United, made it a point of getting Cantona, made it a point of getting Keane, made it a point of getting Cole, York, made it a point of getting Rooney, Rio Ferdinand, made it a point of pulling these very good players from in the league, from competitors in the league. Last being on his last title win, Van Persie, taking that from obviously Arsenal. Manchester City, and Martin pointed this out, well, we took Calvin Phillips. Yeah, we took Calvin Phillips, but Leeds were never top 3, top 4 with regards to the league, even top 6. And on top of that, we have been giving, quote unquote, rivals, oppositions, players, in this case, Sterling, Jesus, and Zinchenko. Just a little research. I'm not ranking anything just yet, But again, CIA intelligent agendas, right? CIA intelligent agendas. My homework, my little research is showing me. I'm just saying things are different. Things are different. We're going to appreciate things for what they are. This league fight was important, and it was key, and it was difficult because it's a three-peat. Imagine what Pep had to do to motivate players. Imagine what Pep had to do with how he had to manage things with regards to these alleged 115 plus breaches, right? What a year this has been. And look at the injuries that we suffered. Look at some of the players that didn't want to get on board with what Pep was trying to do with the changes, instruction-wise and formation-wise, right? This league title was an absolute fight. I'm going to say this, and I know it might come across as a slight, but it was a fight because of the start of the season from Arsenal. It was not a fight to the end of the season. The fight happened internally. The fight happened with regards to us. Happened with us remaining that standard. Happened with the fan base remaining confident that what we're going to pursue with regards to this title, as well as the other cup runs, we're going to stay to our level, to our quality. But the fight was there. Arsenal fell off because they didn't have the endurance. Club, manager, as well as fans, they didn't know what this fight in April and May was really going to be like. So they fell off. But the fight that they posed early on was absolutely key, because had we thrown away the league or thrown away some results, catching them wouldn't have been possible. So let's celebrate this. Let's absolutely celebrate this. I want to keep this on screen just because I want to go and look at this. Full breakdown review of other teams. We're going to do that next week. All right. This week, I'm going to keep this nice and concise. We're already at we're getting close on time, but I want to point this out. United are going to be playing on the 25th versus Chelsea, and they're going to be playing on the 28th versus Fulham. They kind of still have things to play for, because if they slip, if they happen to lose versus Chelsea, or they happen to lose versus Fulham, the window's open, right? The window's open for Liverpool maybe to get in there. But they're going to have to play. And after playing on Sunday, the 28th, not quite a week later, but they play that Saturday versus us, FA Cup. Okay? I want to point that out and kind of have that on screen. Let me go to the comments real quick. Where was I? Yeah, here. Dre P goes, Chelsea were so weird. Several times they were breaking on the counter and then slowed down and passed around. No confidence. You would swear they had the youngins out on the field. Listen, I don't think they had, and there was no rhyme or reason with what they were trying to do, Dre P. Like, I agree with you. Sometimes it looked like they were trying to get Havertz to try to get behind and try to attack. It looked like Sterling was getting on the brakes, and he did have a few chances. But I don't know. I think there was a point they were like, what's the point? Let's hold possession. There's too much up and down. Players didn't have the pace or the lungs for it. Not too sure. Dre P. Yup, taking nothing from Ferguson, but they've always been credited for the refreshing the team when they were on top. I say, so what? This is a race of high-performance vehicles, not go-karts. Listen, I give Ferguson his ratings. Never anything less. Different times, right? But we also have to know, as he strengthened his teams, he weakened his rivals, and because he was pulling that talent from within the league. And it is what it is. Again, I hope Pep decides to stay here a lot longer, because I think it's only longevity that keeps him from being the absolute best in the EPL. Dre P. Looking at Nottingham Forest, they got players like Navas, top goalkeeper, Ranan Lodi, who was linked to City. I remember that. They beefed up and formed a high-performance vehicle just to stay in the league. Listen, Nottingham, they spent big. Their squad was pretty big as well. I think they cleaned things up. They remain in the league, and they're going to be something to deal with, man. They got money. And it looks like they've kind of righted the wrong in terms of understanding how many players they can actually have within their squad to be effective. Cap goes, good to see even Neville knows that this is special. He's pointed out that teams have spent even more than City, but nowhere near City. This is it. Not today, because we're celebrating today. But this whole spend, this whole, another one, another agenda that we're going to squash. Doesn't happen today. Maybe we do that next week. But, Klinical, we're going to put our suggested best 11. You and I and if we got other features, we're going to do that. We're going to put our best 11. I'm going to have it on screen. And then I'm going to put on what the other remaining players and where they could go position-wise on as well. Because this myth about City's got 2 11s and their other 11 could walk this league, come on. We're going to dead that myth.
Do you want to do that today?
I think we celebrate today. I don't want to do that today.
Okay, I was just asking, really.
Yeah,
but to save you a lot of time, I already did this to settle a debate I had with one of my Liverpool friends. And I actually proved how Liverpool have more depth than we do in terms of number of quality players. So I'm just, in terms of like player levels, I agree. We do have higher quality players on our bench for some positions. But in terms of like actual depth and number of players to come into the team, we don't have that. And they think we have both at a vast wealth. So that's what I was debating. I can share that with you off screen later, and we can definitely have that debate.
Yo, trust me, we'll make sure. And again, I'm gonna give credit to the information where it comes from. Klinical, CIA, intelligent agent. He's gonna bring some of that.
I do have to drop though, but I do want to say thank you so much for having me. And guys in the chat, don't let anyone take this magnificent day away from you. You saw today we lift our third Premier League trophy in consecutive years. So we definitely should enjoy this. Maybe not too much because the season is not over yet, but instead of champagne, maybe a glass of wine and save the champagne for the full end of the season, And don't listen to any of the silly excuses that any of these rival fans have, like the money that we spent, as if when Sir Alex Ferguson dominated the league, he was spending in the same type of market that we do. And Arsenal speaking about, not having the players that they need to compete or whatever else that was, like they weren't tearing the league apart in the first half. So don't let any one of them discredit what a magnificent job our players and staff has, and even our fans have accomplished this season in the Premier League and what we still yet could accomplish in this season. So
100%.
I do want to say, live it up, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
100%. Well said, Klinical. Thanks for being on the show, my guy. Appreciate that. Dre P goes, yeah, good one, Vator. City doesn't even have a real left back, and we have one running back before Cancelo, and Cancelo is doing double shift at the time. Tottenham have crazy depth, but I agree. We ain't talking. He agrees. We ain't talking about that today. Today we celebrate our Threepeat, Pep doing his thing. We were saying 4 and 5. Now I have to go 5 and 6. Which one looks better? 5 and 6. 5 and 6. 5 and 6. Yeah, this is better. 5 and 6. So I want to say this. I'm going to, and I hope you guys do this as well, celebrate the wins. Don't be overcritical of any player moving forward. Human nature, after winning, after getting to that finish line, after accomplishing a goal, and I mean with regards to the league, after accomplishing that goal, it's kind of easy to maybe fall back a little bit. We're going to judge our players. We're going to be critical of our players when it comes down to the FA Cup. That's next. Let these players celebrate. Obviously, we saw how they celebrated today, raising the trophy, seeing the armpits. You saw the armpits today. Next 2 games, let's see how they do with Pep's instructions. Moving forward, we'll see how they play in that FA Cup. All right? We're going to see how they deal with that FA Cup. Let me go to the comments. Dre P goes, I meant before Ricolos came through. No, I hear you, my guy. I hear you. Rape. Well said. Andrew, big up Klinical. Klinical, like I said, his channel details are in the description. So please sub to his channel. He's trying to get to 100. Man deserves to get to 100. He's a gamer too. And maybe in the off season, you're gonna see Vator Games versus Klinical. You're gonna see that. We're gonna make that happen. Marvin, never mind. Health tax. No, actually, I missed a comment earlier. Yo, Marvin, listen. If there's room, I'm gonna go in there. If there's room and he's gonna have me on the show, I'm with it. We'll have the conversation, celebrate. I'm sure other City fans, hopefully Don Smoke and True City Fan are there, but he's got room. I'm gonna make an appearance. We're gonna handle that properly. Trust me. And Dre P, I want to see City now get a player up for Ballon d'Or. I would actually say KDB ahead of Haaland. Just Dre, I don't. KDB's had a great season. He's had a very good season. And again, KDB playing the World Cup, Haaland didn't. The records that Haaland has been breaking or matching, absolutely fantastic. And I think that energy, I think those results is where I put Haaland ahead of KDB. Like look at the difference of him coming to City and the goal scoring, right? And I know he's got to get assists. He's got to get assists from people with regards to scoring these goals. And I believe that KDB is still, I think he's still on 16 assists. I think he's still on 16 assists. We're going to have to do I'm going to have to do a proper show. We're going to update next show. No, this is why always me. This is not on CIA. But I'm going to update the goal scoring tracker. We're going to update the goal scoring tracker. Let's see where we're at with 2 games remaining. But nah, man. I mean, Ballon d'Or, I edge it to Haaland. But as a combo, these guys are fantastic. As a combo, and you know how we were talking about, okay, we've won the Threepeat. Now we can think about this 4-peat and what it means. Haaland and KDB, goal scoring wise, next season is going to be scary settings. Because I think Haaland's going to get assists from everyone, but KDB is going to be that much better in tune with where Haaland likes to get the ball or where he's running to in terms of putting the ball into space. KDB, if he doesn't break the assist record this year, he's breaking it next year. Oh, and another thing I want to say, a little bit. Let me be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real. A little bit. I was like, we got to win this league. Haaland's breaking all these goal scoring records. He's doing this. I wanted his goal scoring record. You know me. This is CIA intelligent agendas. The intelligent agenda was Haaland's got to break this goal scoring record, and it's got to be with hardware, because he broke Mohamed Salah's goal scoring record. Mohamed Salah that season didn't win anything. He didn't win a thing. As much as he was touted and praised, he had that goal scoring record. He got that golden boot, but he didn't have any hardware. His goals were empty because it didn't attribute to anything. Haaland, goal scoring record equaling or qualifying to a title. Those goals meant something, not stat padding. Those goals meant something. When he broke the goal scoring record, when he gets this golden boot, it's with winning the league. This goal scoring record is way more impactful, way more meaningful than Mohamed Salah. CIA, intelligent agendas. Dre P, to give a perspective, I think Haaland wouldn't break records without KDB, but KDB would get assists without Haaland. KDB already tied the assist record without Haaland. He already did that. All right? And we'd have to look up and see how many assists are credited to Haaland's goal scoring, to be fair, right? Because Haaland has, what's he at now? 36? Is it 36 or 35? 35 goals for the season. We know that not all 35 assists or 35 goals to assist are KDB's. So Dre, I don't know, man. I don't know because listen, we gotta know how many assists to Haaland were KDBs. But I do think that Haaland, I do think Haaland still maybe not break the record. Maybe not break the record. Maybe he ties it. Maybe he ties the record like KDB tied the assist record. Maybe because Foden, Grealish, Gundogan, Alvarez. Who else slipped in some passes for him? Ederson. I don't know, man. I don't know. We have to do a proper breakdown. Andrew, Vator, your team is sick. They let those youths get guard of honor. They're going to carry on the legacy. Listen, the young talent, Andrew, the young talent at City is absolutely amazing. The trust that Pep put in those players today, but also like a Rico Lewis with how he trusted him so early in the season. Rico Lewis has the youngest goal-scoring debut in Champions League history. Like this is some amazing stuff. Blue, Ballon d'Or is a French magazine. Messi will get it again. I hate that. You might be right. You might be right. Let me put this back on screen because I like seeing us at the top of the league. You might be right, Blue. You might be right. But Haaland is crushing it. He's crushing it. Dre P, the youths were awesome. Some of the youth out on loan are also doing well. I rated Wilson. Yep. The young yep. From his preseason. Yo. What do we got? We got we got two players over at Sheffield, right? We got Southampton with Lavia. We've got a list. We've got a list of players. And this is what I like, how the young push the olders to get better, and the young get a chance to actually see how they fit within first team play. I'm with you, man. Andrew, Dre P, I need Wilson back. He did well on loan, too. He could be a next Ake. Well, we've got when we're growing our own fruits and vegetables, you can create whichever combos, whichever meals you want. And that's the beauty about it. Spencer, under 18s treble winners, under 23 treble winners. Emmys open age treble winners. Future looks bright. Listen, the fact that we got treble winners, this is winning culture. 18s, 23s, and then the men's team. This is winning culture, and it's done early. This done early, it spills over, and it becomes a standard, an acceptance, and it becomes a type of accountability for that success. Now, I want to shout out every one of you in the comments. I want to point out, thank you so much for making this show flow and flow the way it did. Klinical showing up, two-man gang with regards to the CIA week 36 of CIA intelligent agendas. I had to point out this is episode 11, and thank you for tuning in. This league title was a fight, and it was a fight for many different reasons, which we discussed on the show. You see us top of the league. We got 2 games to go, and it's been an absolute pleasure to be able to do this show again. We celebrate today, all right? We celebrate today. The players and how they performed, let's recognize this doesn't happen on the regular. Ladies and gentlemen, this does not happen on the regular. Celebrate it. The rankings, the where does this fit within history? We'll have that conversation later. We won the league. Next up, 2 games to play to close it out. Let's see the talent that we have. Give them a chance to shine. FA Cup. We deal with that against the rivals, against the Rags, against United. And then Inter. A lot of history with regards to Champions League. But we're going to deal with that. We'll talk about that next time. Thank you all for tuning in. The last few comments I'm going to put on screen. Andrew, our standards are going to be crazy to match. This is what I'm saying. Standards are going to be high for players, for staff, and for our fans. We are going to keep everyone accountable. We're going to encourage them. We're not going to unnecessarily bash anyone. We're going to encourage them. And when they slip up, when they need a little kick in the butt, we'll do that. Credit, Dre P goes, credit to City owners. I don't know any owners personally, and not many do. Not going to comment on their morality, but the way they've invested in not just the first team, but even the ladies, incredible. Dre, you can see a spirit in their investment, right? You can see a spirit in investment. And even with regards to the projections on what they're trying to do with regards to the hotel and what they're trying to do forward is absolutely amazing. I want to thank you all for being on the show. I got a call coming in. Spencer, 4 titles is possible. You're absolutely right. Thanks for tuning in this week. I'm Vator Games. This is episode 11 of CA Intelligent Agendas. Thanks for tuning in.